So what's up, guys? Thanks, Eduardo, for having me. This is an awesome meetup. If this is your first time, you should definitely come back. I've been to one, and it was about Instagram story ads, and it was really insightful. I'm from New Zealand, so if you can't hear me, you should come forward, because I have a quiet voice. Yeah.
Can anybody back there hear us?
I don't have a big old voice. Oh, there's music playing, yeah?
Oh, shit. I don't know how to turn it on.
All right.
You have to.
Yeah, come closer.
Yeah, if you guys can come closer.
There was supposed to be 95 people, but
We got a bunch of seats right here. In the
now we
row.
have space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's got the slide?
Right there.
Hit it. All right. So first of all, how many of you guys are musicians? How many of you guys have a personal brand, whether it's music or anything else? How many of you have a personal brand? I need a microphone, but yeah. All right. So today I'm going to talk about two things. One is I run an account called PickUp, 380,000 followers, a second page with 80,000, and I have a personal brand which is 80,000 followers. And I've built this without cheating or hacking the system or paying for advertising. It's some core values and also specific skills. So yeah, you read my mind, bro. So I'll just give you a quick story of how I got here. I'm from New Zealand, which is about as far away from social media as you could possibly be. It's in terms of time zone, distance, internet speeds. And not only that, I worked on a cruise ship for 4 years where it was dial-up internet speeds. And you're on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean. So, I mean, long story short is that I wasn't a social media person. I got my first cell phone when I was 18. Got my first smartphone when I was 22. I'm now 28. So I was very much late to the game. So if you're in the early stages of you as a personal brand, I don't think it's ever too late to really dive in, because it certainly did. I felt like I was too late when I did this, but I was definitely ahead of the curve, and now I have 400,000 followers, and that was because I was ahead of the curve more than most people. So I have 2 degrees in guitar in New Zealand, and also studied in New York, and which means I can play guitar pretty good. I'm not like this guy here, Rodham Savan, playing the Blue Note, touring the world, but I'm good enough, and it always goes back to, I do consultations for musicians, and often the thing that it always comes back to is you actually got to have the talent, right? Whether you're cooking, knitting, whatever, you actually have to have a skill which you want to capture content around and share with people. So I had that through 8 years of practicing guitar 4 hours a day, studying with great teachers, learning, transcribing, listening, and I did all that before I jumped on social media, which I did when I was about 25. So this is August 2015. I thought I was the shit because I had 1,300 followers, so I decided to write a blog post. You can read it in full here. And it was a really fundamental shift, is the reason why I grew from 300 to 1,300. So I switched from consuming content to creating it, which is a basic thing. But even if you run a business or you're a marketer, I think you should still have a personal brand and create content. The reason why is because you can test new things, which then you can apply to your business or whatever else you're doing. Anyway, check this out. And this is where it is today. PickUp, 4 underscores, in case you're wondering. We're still working on the PickUp one. And then PickUp Jazz is specifically guitar players. That's 80,000, which is growing really fast because it's not a business page, so the growth is a lot higher than this one. This is a business page, so the growth has actually plateaued. But it was about 5,000 per week over, since 2015. The growth was very fast. This was pre-algorithm. This is back in the day when hashtags were the way to grow. I used to call myself the hashtag scientist. I had 20 groups of hashtags. I would rotate them. So I'm not going to talk too much about that today because that's kind of pre-algorithm type of thing. All right. All right, hit it. What? Oh yeah, that one, yeah. So I'm going to touch on some bigger picture thoughts on why I think this happened, also concepts behind why I've seen other people grow. I've studied a lot of people, not just music accounts, basketball accounts, fashion, clothing, Instagram accounts. Often these dudes are like 14-year-old dudes living with their parents in Scandinavia or Ireland or all over the world. These guys are the experts. You can't read about this stuff in books. There's very few YouTube videos about this. People like Gary Vee or like marketers are hiring like 18-year-old dudes to work for them because they're the experts at this. So I've learned from these 16 to 21-year-olds and applied that to music, which is the thing that I'm skilled at. All right, so 4 quick things. Quality content, it has to be good, right? It doesn't matter about, you can't hack the system, you can't cheat it, you can't trick the system. The algorithm is there to put dope content to the top, regardless of what the subject matter is. Second thing is positive community and fostering this through comments and DMs and other people's pages, leaving positive comments. A big thing I always try and push is set a positive environment in the comments. If people are like trash talking in the comments, reply to them in a positive way, and then that really has an impact. I post like 5 times a day on this account, so think about each post reaches about 100,000 people per day, so you can have a positive impact on someone, and people get used to that. Third thing is consistency. If you are a content creator, like a personal brand, I think you should be posting at least 5 times a week. You're not going to overpost if the content is really high quality and it's varied. PickUp, I try and post 3 to 5 times per day, and then on 2 accounts, and in personal brand, I'm kind of slacking because I'm so busy right now. That's kind of like 4 a week. 4 is trial and error, trying out new things. That might be a new way you film yourself, a new caption, trying out a competition, a collaboration. When PickUp started, when we had 2,000 accounts, there were a bunch of accounts in the same things, riff raws, guitars daily, and now it's since surpassed them because I'm dedicated to trying new things, and most of them fail, to be honest. I think it's like a common business principle. If you're not failing, then you're not, experimenting. And I post a video, and like within a minute, I can gauge by the engagement if it's a good video or not. I know like how many likes it'll get in 30 seconds. And this is the same as like 14-year-old girls posting selfies and like deciding within a minute whether it's a good selfie or not. And I'll do that like 4 times in a row. All right, this one worked. I'm gonna leave that on there. So trial and error. Last one, collaboration. So find people who are doing what you want to do, team up with them. This is a growth hack. If I can give you one hack, it's collaborating with people, sharing audiences. This is what YouTubers do, right? They live in a house, they create vlogs together. This is what Instagrammers don't really do that much, but it's starting to happen more often. And when you look at musicians like Elise Trow, she's now at 400K plus, played on Jimmy Fallon. Is that how you say it? Fallon? Yeah. Early on, she was in the DMs working at collaborating with people. And she worked at that for years, and now she's at a point where she's, touring the US. And kind of speaking on that note, it's really early days on Instagram as musicians. There's been about 5 artists who have popped off simply out of Instagram. One is Rayleigh Nicole, one is Emily Browning, who popped off out of Instagram and did sold-out shows in New York and LA within the space of a year by following things. She did quality content. She's a lovely girl. She did positive community. She posted 5 times a week. She tried new things, and she collaborated with people, or other people collaborated with her. And then we're going to do question A for like specifics, but I'm just going to run you through the process of me as a musician creating a dope video. So the thought process, captioning, and all that. All right, so I am a guitar player. I've practiced guitar for 8 years. I'm pretty good at guitar, so I want to make a video. So first thing I do is I look for the light, like a fly, but not. So there's the light there. Face the light, put my camera down, straight ahead, selfie mode, get my whole body in the camera. The reason is because you want, if you're a creator, you want to not be too zoomed out or too zoomed in because people are scrolling, right? You want to hit them with the subject matter of your video. So there's a specific thing, which is Instagram musicians, which is, this is the framing, right? You've seen this everywhere. If you're on Instagram and you follow musicians, it's pretty much like that. Put a cup here, right? That's it, old school. Film yourself for 15 minutes playing something that you've rehearsed. Find 45 seconds of that, which is super dope, which is perfect. And then often you only need 15 seconds. You used to be able to loop a video, so it was really easy. But now, anywhere between 20 and 45 seconds. First 5 seconds are the most important. Thumbnail is even more important than ever because you have to tap to play a video, right? So you have to tell a whole story in a thumbnail. So thumbnail, first 3 seconds to capture the attention, and then you're onto the caption. And you want to try and ask a question. You want to bring people in, maybe, and also 2 sentences is usually enough. People are lazy. Don't write that block paragraph about your beliefs or something strong. Give them 2 sentences, and that's all they're going to read. And then do that 5 times a week. Hashtag it appropriately, no-brainer, like music, musician, guitar player, and that is to train the algorithm to notice that you are associated to that type of content. Let's do question and A, because I know there might be some specific questions. Yes?
How many hashtags do you usually use on a post?
So it used to be the max was 30. Nowadays, I see accounts doing as little as 5. And almost they use hashtags now as more of a branding thing, especially if it's in the captions. So it's like telling a story rather than growth used to come through getting the top posts of hashtags, the top 9. Nowadays, the top posts and hashtags is algorithmically created, so it's different for each person. So I think 5 to 10 is great. Put them in a comment. Yeah.
5 to 10?
Yep. I'm not an expert. There's a lot of experts here, so if anyone else has any thoughts. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you said thumbnail, first 3 seconds, and what else?
I said the most important thing is the thumbnail. Most important thing, like 50% on the video, right?
Yeah.
And then the first 3 seconds are super important because you want to capture their attention when they hit play. And also thinking of the audio, the audio has to be dope. And then you want to, tell a story to motivate them to like the video.
For example, you said tell a story.
Tell a story through your music or through the song, through whatever the content, the content matter of your video.
Could you give an example? Like, would you have probably done?
Yeah.
As a telling an actual example of the story you told.
Or ask, what kind of question did you ask? So like you said, ask a question.
In the caption,
give us
yeah.
an example, something like that. Like,
Yeah, so in the caption you mean?
yeah, like,
Yeah, totally. So the video might just be me playing a tasty lick, right? It's 15 seconds. That's what I mean by telling the story. And then the caption is, what does this lick remind you of? Comment the first word that comes to mind. Fill in the blank, _. Or comment the first emoji which comes to mind. Describe this in 3 emojis.
Like a reason for them to engage.
You want them to comment, right? Because Instagram knows if you get engagement on the post and then the next post you're going to do, it's going to boost that up because it's like, all right, this person's creating dope stuff. I'm going to put them to the top of their followers' feed.
so anything to make it interactive and get
Yeah.
people
You want to
engaged.
game it, right, to get engagement. That's the game, is engagement. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So once again, like the thumbnail, then capture the audience within the first 3 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, and then the question should be right after the 3 seconds, or?
Oh, the question is in the caption. You're not actually saying it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What new accounts or new artists have you noticed are doing a really, really good job
Yeah.
at Instagram? Because for me, like, I do a lot of discovering around this stuff too, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like people who are really successful did it in a unique way the first time, and that's why they became really successful.
Yeah.
And then there's a sea of people who copy that sort of style.
Yeah.
And then they're not as successful.
Yeah.
So I think like it's always super important to be like, okay, like who is creating something, like being new is also super important, right? But like who do you notice are like, oh, this person's doing really, really
Who's
well.
doing new things?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, hit the next slide. These are some resources. In the music space, which I'm an expert in, I don't really try and like step too much outside. There's this guy out in London, he's 18, his name's Matt Zara, and the production quality is incredible. Also, Ruben Wan is a guy out in LA, and he kind of took a very high quality, high production model to Instagram with beautiful color, beautiful camera, backing tracks. And the first guy is Matt Zara, Z-A-R-A. Yeah. And the second guy is Ruben Wan, W-A-N. But we were kind of talking about this before, Sun Kim and I, who's also a great guitar player. Often, if you put less effort into an Instagram video as an artist, often you'll get more results. The less effort, the less you try, the higher the engagement. And often, you know, like getting a fancy camera, syncing the audio, like making it look perfect, practicing, it loses that spontaneity, which Instagram, you know, that's what Instagram is currently. Anyone heard about hour-long video on Instagram? Apparently, they're testing that.
What?
Have you heard of that?
No. An hour-long video.
Yeah, they're testing it. Yeah, someone found had on the app, and it was like they're testing it. Also, Gary Vee said that's going to happen, and he's usually right. Even if you don't like him, he's usually right. Yeah, bro.
You're using a lot of like featured hashtags on your Instagram stories lately.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if that was something that was successful for you, or
Yeah.
you're just trying and it didn't work out so well.
Oh yeah, a big part. Sorry, bro. Yeah. Yeah, a big part of why PickUp Jazz. It was PickUp Jazz till January. It got so popular is because we had a branded hashtag, which is a totally new hashtag, and we asked people to use the hashtag to get a feature. And we got about 100, I think it's 200,000 submissions, which is a lot of videos. So that's actually too much content for me. It's primarily me to sort through. So we introduced a weekly hashtag, so it changes every week, and we get about, I think we got 1,000 last week. This week is week 2. And that way, it's easier for people who are talented to surface to the top. Yeah. This week it's hashtag PickUp Groove. Yeah. All right. Any questions?
Curious about archiving. What's your take, or anybody has any experience? If it's affecting anything, or
It's just like a soft delete. You delete it, but it's still there. It's great. I went in through and cleaned out a lot of my pages. A lot of my posts, sorry. So it looks very cohesive. I think it doesn't change much.
Yeah, you think
What do you think?
the system doesn't? I'm not sure if the algorithm responds to that or not. That's what I'm curious about.
I think that the algorithm knows your last 3 posts max. It's got a very short-term memory. Yeah.
You said when you experiment sometimes,
Yeah.
when you post something and look at the engagement very quickly,
Yeah.
does that mean that you're posting maybe several versions of something, looking at the engagement really quickly and deleting the ones that you don't like?
I don't do versions. I just won't post it. I'll put it up and it'll like plummet, and then I'll delete that. I did that today with a post. I was like, deleted it after 15 minutes because it just had 2 comments after 15. So I just got rid of that. And I might do that I'll probably leave it for at least 5 minutes before I delete it. Yeah. Sweet. I guess the last thing I wanted to finish with was where PickUp is going, because it's not just the Instagram page. The cool thing about PickUp now is that it's a community of influencers, and also we do live shows in LA and Boston, and we're now competing in terms of eyeballs with traditional media platforms, which is really incredible because, you know, if you're an influencer, you're now competing with traditional movie stars. Often you're more famous than them. Us as a media brand, we now have more eyeballs and younger eyeballs, which is super valuable. So we're exploring ways to take that beyond Instagram. We have a website, we have YouTube, and we're going to be launching a monthly show series in LA and New York. So if y'all want to come to that, that'd be awesome to have you there.